What's going on, everyone? Chris from PickDogs.com here with Jay and Costi on Friday. We're showing up every day, delivering lots of free picks, free winners for you guys. Got a full baseball card today, a couple WNBA on the board. Excited to chop it up with these guys. Jay, how's it going?
Money making Friday, one of my favorite days of the week. Just trying to put the pieces together, just trying to put the pieces together in the dog days of summer. A lot of baseball. Got some WNBA, man. Been cooking that up recently. So just trying to keep it all, in perspective and trying to find the value and cook it up, man. No better place I'd rather be than right here with you fellas. What's happening?
Start calling you Mr. WNBA after yesterday, I'll tell you. It was a good day. Good day for Jay on the WNBA. That layup session, been cashing it left and right, hand over fist. I got hooked on the point on that fever storm over to close out the card. But that was yesterday. Today we've got a couple of great games. Costi, how's it going?
Going well. Haven't seen you guys in a week. My part-time self was off on Monday, but I'm back. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I know from a betting standpoint, my groups have been giving out WNBA from an actual watching, being a fan. I mean, I've been loving the Euros and Copa America at night. So you have the Euro starting at 9 a.m., which now we're out of group play. You don't even have it till 3 o'clock now, but all day in the morning, and then at night you have the Copa America. So I've really been enjoying it. It's a lot of opportunities on the board every single day outside of baseball, which we don't get every single summer. So that's exciting as well, man. You just have the more bets you could put down from a pro side is you're going to get a bigger edge if you're constantly getting the best price on every game. So more value, more bets, more sports always generates more profit.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the Copa America a little bit too. The Euro, yeah, that one side of the bracket that's completely stacked, and now the other side is a little bit, I don't want to say easier, but I'm trying to think who's on the one side. I think it's like Spain, Germany, France. I almost said Argentina, but that wouldn't have worked. But
wrong tournament.
Yeah, wrong tournament. Yeah, I'm still thinking of. I'm still in World Cup mode, to be honest. I'm just happy Canada beat Peru the other day. So
yes, finally, you have on that side. You have Spain, Germany that would have to play in the quarterfinals if they both win. Then you have Portugal, France that would play in the quarterfinals, and really on the other side, I mean, England can squeak through, and they've been playing like ass. Austria's looked really good, and the Netherlands, who haven't been playing well, easily could get into the semifinal and final. I mean, so yeah, it is definitely stacked on that one side, but yeah, that's how it breaks down.
Yeah. Cost the important question here that just came up. Did we drop Osama for Imanaga?
Not after yesterday. He came back with a storm. Now, let me explain. I saw the best meme ever. It was Imanaga before the Sama, when he just got the Sama, certain date, and then there was these two ladies standing next to him. And after that picture was taken, he plummeted. His ERA plummeted. It was two beautiful women standing next to him. So I don't know if we could attribute his ERA collapse due to whatever you want to make of that. But he did come through yesterday, pitched some good 5-6 innings against the Giants. Chris, I cannot believe what I saw yesterday. I'm ashamed to call you a friend right now. You faded our boy.
Why? I thought it was a good spot.
You can't fade the Sama, man. You just got to just lay off the game.
No, I can. It wasn't a fade to him. It was a fade of the Cubs as a team. It just so happened that he was on it. But they ended up pulling out in extra innings. The Giants had their chances against that Cubs bullpen, but couldn't come through. But Jay, what's the bigger shock right now? I don't know if you've seen this morning. The Mavs trading Tim Hardaway Jr. to the Pistons, or the Raptors paying $175 million to Emmanuel Quickly.
the more shocking is the Raptors paying 175 to Emmanuel Quickly. Was he even their starting guard towards the end of last season? Like, I don't even.
Well, he was injured.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess he's finna be their number one option. I guess we'll see. I mean, that's how they paid him. So we should definitely see, man. When it comes to Tim Hardaway, man, playoff Timmy, I ain't gonna miss you at all. But regular season, Timmy, I'm gonna miss you, man. God damn. Sometimes the thing about Tim Hardaway Jr. is there's two guys that's gonna show up. Either he's terrible or he's the best player on the floor. There's no in between. That's the thing about Tim Hardaway Jr. When he's on, man. When he's on, he's on. But when he's off, he's terrible. And he just didn't find a way to fit into what the Mavs were trying to do in the rotation in the postseason. The fact that we had to give up, what do we give up? 3 second rounders to go with it? Ugh. Ooh. Ooh, that hurt. But we're not really in draft mode over the next, 5-6 seasons. No way, because we have, I think, the best player in the league. So I kind of understand their thought process, their thinking with sending off those picks with the style contract Tim Hardaway had. See if Quentin Grimes, a 3-and-D guy, can come in here and fit in well with the team. So it is what it is. Timmy, though, he was here 6 years, man. He was here for a while, man. So, there was some dark moments there for Mavs basketball. I know a lot of y'all don't watch Mavs basketball. Y'all just started this season. But there was some times in there where, hey, there were some Hardaway games, man, where you fell in love with him, man. So shout out Tim Hardaway. I miss you, brother.
No bias at all from Jay. None whatsoever. But the Raptors handing out $445 million in contracts for 2 players. But I will say about Quickly, he started 38 games since he was traded to Toronto. 18.6 points, 6.8 assists, 4.8 boards. If those stretched out over a full season, those would be career highs for him. So maybe if you keep Barrett, Scotty Barnes, not OG. Sorry, I'm reading the articles. And Quickly, it's a nice group of 3 to start a team around. It's not a championship team. It's maybe a playoff team. So you put the right pieces around them.
What about? I know I haven't been on the show in a couple of days, but what about the Nova Knicks here? The Nova Knicks. Have you ever seen that before? Transpire from the core guys that won all those titles in college that end up playing on the same team and are all legit players for that team, not just like role players. Like Hart, like as much as we want to call him maybe a role player, like he gets a lot of burn. He's effective on the defensive side. The guy grabs more rebounds I've ever seen out of that position, at least what I can remember. But all 4 of those guys are going to be on the court at the same time a lot.
Yeah, Josh Hart was, he established himself. He stuck his flag in when the postseason came around. He stepped it up for the Knicks. I could argue that he was their second best player behind Jalen Brunson. I know it's close between him and Dante DiVincenzo, but I think Josh Hart was just better. He was consistently, contributing in other ways other than scoring. There were games where DiVincenzo, sure, he went off for 35, but there were other games where he had 6 points or like 10 points. It was pretty much a non-factor, but Hart was delivering, and he was playing 48 minutes a night. So
they still won't get it done, but it's good to
I think right now, just the last thing I'll say, I think it's still early. I got to see how it all shapes out. I think the Knicks are probably my second best team in the East behind Boston, though. I like them. Re-signing Anunoby, adding Mikal. I like what they got going over there. Still early. Want to see how things shake out. But right now, early preseason, I got them number 2 in the East behind Boston. But
who's number 3? Milwaukee,
Philly, they are.
Philly with a healthy Embiid.
Yeah. Maybe Indiana's still in there. Can't knock them off. Halliburton's. So,
They need some defense. That's what they need.
we'll see. With the 55th pick in the NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select
Bronny James.
Shout out LeBron, man. He's the GOAT, bro. He's my GOAT, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Just another, to be in the league with your son coming into the league, bro, and not only be in the league, but still be what? I think we can all agree, top 10. You know what I mean? Man. Wow.
I got a question for you, Jay.
Wow.
Who gets more minutes? Giannis's brother or Bron's son?
That's
are they on the same wavelength? They're on the bench to please the superstar, right?
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine any other reason why Giannis's son is even in the league except for Giannis to have emotional support. It's like an emotional support dog. When you have a dog you bring with you to the airport and you bring to that's your emotional support.
I can't believe you just called Thanasis an emotional support dog.
Hey man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm just here for storyline, I think he did definitely earn his way in.
No, he didn't. Who? Bronny?
Yeah.
Earned his way in where?
If
LeBron's in the league, if LeBron's not in the league, he doesn't play, does Bronny James get drafted?
Yes. Yes.
No way.
Yes. But that's not the argument, though. That's not the argument that we're having. I will never knock somebody for doing what they were supposed to do and getting it done. You know what I mean? That I will never ever do that. So
is Thanos on an NBA team if Giannis is not in the league?
So you know what I mean? Can't knock the guy for getting it done. And he got drafted.
He got drafted by the team that his mega superstar father just got an extension on, that I'm sure it was on the contract that said, if I'm going to sign this extension at some point late in the rounds, you have to draft my son. You don't think it was on there?
Nope.
They did it based on talent.
They didn't. I don't think it was built into the contract, but I think it was
Is there a little nepotism here? Of course, but nepotism isn't bad, bro. It's never bad. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Bronny still had to do what he had to do to get here, and I can't knock him for doing what he did. He got drafted. He's his own man. You know what I mean? He's his own man. And somebody like me having a great father, you know what I mean? All you could do is to be your own man and try to live and create your own narrative, and that's all he's done. And he got drafted. Shout out to him. Now we'll see if he can go out there and get it and hoop. You know what I mean? So
okay. Now here's the thing: do you think that there would have still been? Because for me, the way I'm looking at it is that there's always going to be that comparison. There's always going to be that, oh well, he's just still LeBron's kid. But do you think that narrative would change if he played somewhere else and tried to build his own name, because he's on the Lakers?
The narrative is the narrative. That's the thing. The narrative is the narrative. The fact that you beat the narrative and you continue to be better and outdo the narrative is what I tip my hat to. All this kid has heard is you're not going to get drafted. You're trash. You know what I mean? That's all he's heard. You're not LeBron. You're not your dad. To overcome all of that, I tip my cap, bro. He's in the NBA. He got drafted into the NBA. Regardless of how he got there, what you got done, I'm here.
Here's my take on it. I respect the fact that he's his own man. I understand the struggle coming from under the wing of his father, which is, I mean, it's almost like you can't win in that sense because of how good your dad is. The only thing that I can't really value is he didn't get drafted by an NBA team. He got drafted by the Lakers where his dad is. Now, if he got drafted by the Hornets or the Timberwolves or whatever, then I see, okay, no matter what, he did it. They took a shot on him. They don't care that his dad is over there, but he got drafted by the Lakers. So again, I'm not a hater. I want to see him succeed, but it's just a little too incestual. He just signs an extension. They take him late when they said they were probably going to take him. So I don't know. I put him on the same plane right now as Thanos.
Sound like a hater to me.
Just saying.
And
I'm just saying. He's done nothing in college. How do you expect him to be an NBA player?
All right, so I'm sorry I have to do this to you, Costi.
Okay.
What do you think about the number 1 draft pick right now? The number 1 overall draft pick. What do you think of him?
Who's played professional ball in France?
What do you think of him?
I think he's a good project.
That tells me everything I need to know. You know what I mean? Like, that tells me everything I need to know. I don't think the college game and the NBA game and the overseas game are all totally different things. And everybody right now, we don't live in a perfect world. Everybody right now is getting drafted off potential, marketability. What can you do for me? You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is you can't be mad at Bronny for getting drafted off of potential and marketability and then turn around and not have that same anger and hatred for like a guy like the number 1 overall pick for the Ricochet, who I don't even think enough people. Do y'all know Bronny and Ricochet matched up? And they both played terrible, in my opinion. The game is not even a fun game to watch, but you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Like, I think people just there's a key to of all of this. Everybody loves the get it out the mud story. Everybody loves that story. We've seen it. We've done it. It's been there, done that. I'm tired of that story. I'm tired of the get it out the mud story. I like the other story, the Bronny story. I was destined to be here. They told me since birth I was going to be here, and I did it. And I think if you hating on that, man, no matter how you got it done, he's there.
I'm hating on it.
And
Get drafted by another team outside the Lakers, and I'll give you respect.
I think if he comes into the league right now and he averages 7 points,
he's not going to be on the court.
7 points, 2 assists. It's a good season.
Not this year. He might at some point, but he's going to be riding the bench. He's not going to make it on the court. He can't defend in the NBA.
Says who? What research have you done to suggest that?
Based on his size and
that's all I'm saying.
What research have you done? Did he play good defense in college?
I could go through a lot. I could go through a lot of research done that says that he can. I can bring you up a lot of.
He even play defense in college. He's going to stick grown man.
I can show you the scouting reports from multiple teams that had him on their draft board saying, we think he's a NBA ready defender right now. You know what I mean? So
you guys are. Listen. I made that Texas bet. I will make a bet. Bronny will not average 7 points a game this year.
I don't want to make that.
I'll even give you 6. I'll even go lower.
I don't want to make that bet, but I bet you that Bronny will have a decent season. That's all I'm saying.
What does that mean? 6 points a game?
I think he will be a legitimate. He's a legitimate NBA player. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He's a legitimate NBA player.
You're not a little biased because you're a LeBron, and I'm a LeBron super fan. So I'm just saying, I'm not. I love LeBron, but I don't think just because LeBron's name, his last name, Bronny has, shouldn't give him the right. Because I don't think he's a qualified NBA player yet. If he stayed another year in college and grew a little bit and developed his
game is not the NBA game. I don't know. Stop comparing the two. They're two totally different games.
Why are they different? You have to develop as a player.
No. Do you watch the games? They're night and day. They're two totally different games. Two totally different games. They're not even near the same. They can't even be compared.
Yeah. I'll agree to disagree. But I don't think
college they still coming down, setting sets, running offenses. You know what I mean? Setting down screens, popping out to the corner. Like, this is real next level basketball talk. You know what I mean? The college is still stuck in the 1970s. NBA, All we're doing is we're rolling the ball out. Let's run. Let's get up and down. Bronny, who has a really great motor, also a 3-and-D style player. College, the style of play, the up and down was not really equipped for his game. He's not an on-ball point guard. He's more of an off-ball style wing, and the college game is not really equipped for those style guys to really show what they have. The NBA game, which is a more, we see 200 points a night being scored. 200 plus points being scored a night in the league. You'll see.
I'm not gonna write Bronny off, but I will say I want to see him prove that he's not just LeBron's kid. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's going to be a bust. I'm saying, like Kossi said, it would have a little bit more, I think, of, I don't want to say, I'm trying to figure out the word I want to use here. I think it would hold a little bit more weight if it wasn't the Lakers that drafted him.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. If you see the scouting report and there's all those scouts, Jay, that you're claiming there's,
but because
why didn't he get drafted anywhere else?
But I'm saying because
everybody wants to see the story. We want to. I didn't disagree with that. We want to see the story play out. We want that's
a real story versus making your team better to win a chip.
That's a real element of it. But we're not finna sit here and act like we all of a sudden now care about late second round picks. Like that's the other thing about it. Like who was drafted 48th? My point exactly. So you can't sit here and be mad at me for saying that the 55th pick, you know what I mean? There's no wrong with him being drafted at 55th because most of the second round guys, like, all right, let's take Marcus Noel last year out of K-State. Went to Toronto. Where's he at? He in G League. You know what I mean? That's how the league is. So what are we arguing about here? You know what I mean? He got drafted.
You know who didn't get drafted? Very upsetting.
This is also the same guy that told you guys Zach Edey's not an NBA player. What did he get? Drafted top 10 in the league.
Well, no, I never said that. I think Mitch
I'm talking to everybody out there. I'm just saying, like, the NBA game and the college game are two totally different games, guys. They're two totally different games. There's a reason Killigan in college, you know what I mean? He was where he at, and there's a reason why he got drafted where he got drafted. Like
DJ Burns, not drafted.
Who?
DJ Burns, not drafted. He's not, you know what I mean? He's not really NBA prototype. He's kind of more in the David Roddy prototype who can get a bucket. But you're the style guy. You need the ball to be ran. You need the offense to be ran through you. We're not running the offense through DJ Burns in the NBA.
No, I agree.
Bronny James, we don't need to run the offense through you. We can put you out on the floor. You can guard a wing player, and you can hit an open three if we need you to do that. So that's why we can draft you off your, you know what I mean? But I digress. Let's talk some baseball.
Title says MLB picks and prediction, but we're allowed to talk about sports. That's what we do here.
Of course.
And it's not like we have afternoon baseball today. I mean, it's all prime time. So,
of course.
But
I love the NBA, bro. I could talk NBA all day. Yeah, Kenneth Lofton, and that's who I meant. But no, there's also another. What's the name? David Roddy was kind of like that same build too. I think David Roddy.
No, David Roddy was more tall and.
Or who's the other? There's another guy like Kenny Lofton. There's another guy like Kenny Lofton. There's like two of them.
I know. Oh yeah.
Right. I thought he played for Memphis too. Like, y'all know who I'm talking about?
I know. Oh, I know Kenneth Lofton, but
there's another guy that also played for Memphis too. That's kind of like the same build.
For me, he's got the Zion build with less scoring punch and less vertical. Zach Randolph.
Oh, he's the man. Yeah, you're right. Zach Randolph. Loved him.
I wasn't.
But he was so.
I know you weren't, but I think, but that's another solid comparison as well.
That is another solid comparison.
He got more O boards than I've ever seen.
David Roddy. I think that is who I'm talking about, bro.
No, in Memphis was Randolph.
Man, hold on, bro.
He would just tip it to himself. Get 3 offensive rebounds on my fantasy basketball team, just because he's tipping it to himself.
Randolph was good for like like 320 games a year out of nowhere.
No, I'm not talking about.
No, he had a couple.
I might have been talking about Ronnie, but
He had a
that's not
couple
right.
hits
I
were
might have been talking
important.
about Lofton, but yeah, y'all get what I mean.
Yeah. All right. We'll get into it. 25 minutes in, we think we could start talking about a little bit of baseball.
Ronnie James.
This is gonna be the debate for.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And then on the flip,
we might as well buckle in.
If y'all are upset about it now, y'all might as well buckle up because they finna shove it down your throat all season long. So you might as well buckle up.
Yeah,
you might as well buckle up. You might as well fall in love with it like I did, like I am. The story. And I don't disagree with a lot of you. I think Bryce is better than Bronny. I do. I think he will be.
Bryce is good. LeBron just has to hang out to 2026, and you can get Bryce in there as well.
Oh my God!
Based on how Bryce is growing and his, you know what I mean, he gonna be a different. Hey, he gonna be different.
Yeah. Anyways, let's start off. We got the Marlins taking on the Phillies.
The Money Marlins.
We got the Nationals taking on the Rays, and the Orioles taking on the Rangers. So, Jay, who do you like between the Marlins and Phillies and the Rays and Nationals? Because we all know that third game.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Rays with Eflin at home at the crib. Nationals kind of not in the most ideal situation on an extended road trip. Playing a Rays team who is getting comfortable at home at the Trop. We know what the Rays do at this midseason, late season, at home at the Trop. We're expecting the Rays to kind of get better as the season progresses and make a playoff push. I think the Nationals, who have had a solid season, probably a little bit out of their pay grade, they're going to kind of continue to kind of tail off as the season progresses. I think this is a Rays-style game. The price is high, but I think it's high for good reason. I would just lay the money line here with Tampa. Marlins, Phillies. Marlins, man, stole one yesterday. Busted up some parlays. Busted up a lot of parlays. I saw a lot of crying on Twitter yesterday. We saw Harper get hurt at the end of the game. What's the name? Got hurt earlier in the game. All I'm saying, I don't know if I'm betting. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not betting the Marlins today, but I'm damn sure not betting the Phillies laying a run line or minus 250. If I was forced to pick, I would lean Marlins at that huge plus money price. We're gonna get a lot of value on the Marlins for the remainder of the season with everybody hurt, everybody injured, their entire pitching staff. We're gonna get a lot of value on the Marlins. Sometimes you're just gonna have to hold your breath and take them. I don't know if I'm really doing it today, but if you got the stomach to, it's probably a solid play. And of course, man, Ruffalo, I'm taking the Rangers, bro. I know we're free falling right now too. The reason I'm gonna take them, bro, is because like we're almost entering like no man's land. We're almost entering the point of no return.
It's that pay for dinner mode.
Yeah, we're almost entering that. Yeah. I'm finna me and Mitch finna be paying a pretty good tab at Rubicon if they don't get their shit together.
I've been looking at the menu too. Every time they lose a game, I relook at the menu.
Yeah, man, we was looking good there, man. You know what I mean? We beat up on the Royals, but then we got swept by the Brewers. Got stomped yesterday by the O's. Health has been the thing that I've talked about most for my Rangers this season. We've been injured. You know, we're starting to see some guys come back. We saw Scherzer come back against the Royals, pitched okay. Got the dub that game. He's back on the mound here. I don't want to go out and say he just pitches a gem. I don't. I'm not going to say that. The O's can touch him up. Honestly, though, I think this is a 50-50 game. And with my Rangers in no man's land, it finna enter no man's land with the Astros starting to heat up. We gotta start stacking some wins, man. We got to. I could still argue that the O's are kind of low-key in their worst stretch of their entire season. I know they look good yesterday, but when you kind of look at like the last 2 weeks for the O's, it hasn't been the prettiest. take a shot on the Rangers here to avoid losing 5 straight. I know, Ram. I know.
So, Jay, have you ever seen the movie Major League?
No.
You should. So, to make at the time they're still called the Cleveland Indians, and in that movie they have a calendar and they're crossing off days as they're going to get to the playoffs. It's kind of like what I have at my house. Every time the Rangers lose, I just cross off a day and then look at the menu. That's what I do. You guys want to hate on the Orioles? Hate. I get double teamed by you and Mitch. You know what? It just brings joy to my eyes when I see them lose. And nothing against you personally and the state of Texas, Jay, but listen, I got dinner on the line here. I got to take this stuff a little bit more serious than most. And I think you're right about the 50-50 game today. Scherzer had a good outing against Kansas City, only gave up 1 hit, had 4 strikeouts. But I just feel like coming off a big layoff, it's similar to Garrett Cole. You just don't know what you're going to see out of these superstars if they're fully capable. And the O's have been just smacking right-handed pitching. I mean, Gunnar Henderson is off leadoff, is the 3rd best ever, 25 home runs before All-Star break from the leadoff position. I mean, he's 4 away from Judge, and Judge has people protecting him in that lineup. So I don't know. I do think it's a 50-50 game. If I were bet this game, because I don't like to lay that price of 138, I don't think it's going to be a 1-run game either way. If you're going to take the Orioles, just lay the -1.5, even -2.5 if you're going to bet them. If you want to bet the Rangers, you take them on the money line, and you could take an alternate run line as well. I think this is going to be be one-sided. It is a 50-50 game when it comes down to. I don't love Suarez, but if they can get the Scherzer early, the Rangers are going to be in trouble. But it's also hard to score that many runs back-to-back days, which usually there's a regression because the Orioles just went crazy yesterday. But for my pick, I'll definitely take Baltimore -1.5. Same thing with Tampa Bay. Not going to lay the 156, lay the -1.5 at home. Tampa Bay is in that, like Jay said, they're in that stretch where you start seeing it. July, August, September, they start heating up, and no matter what you see out of them, they're almost 500 right now. They're playing good ball, 7-3 in their last 10. They've been, the relief has been pretty good. They're keeping teams, within 3 to 4 runs. I mean, it's consistent good play. And, Washington did get swept in San Diego. I don't love this game, but I do like Eflin. I'll take the -1.5. And then in that Philly Marlins game, if I were to take, I don't have this game and I'm not playing it, but if I were to take it, definitely take a shot on the Marlins +190. The entire world's on Philly. Philly may win this game, but I would never lay 230. And with the injuries that I saw, they're definitely beatable. And you never know. Marlins are sneaky, man. They win games they're not supposed to win a lot. And I've caught them in a couple of those games. Like I got a Kansas City line. I bet them in two of the 3 games in that series. And I lost one getting +221. And I won one +170. So right away, I'm 1-1 in that series, betting the Marlins both days, and I'm ahead because I bet both the dogs in that game. So going 50% in baseball, if you're taking dogs, you're making money. So small lean for me on Miami here.
Yeah, I think I'm leading Miami too. If anything in that one, I'm just not trying to lay -230 with Christopher Sanchez or chase a run line. Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber got hurt yesterday. So, yeah, I think it could be a bit of a rough spot for the Phillies, who should win this series handily. But we saw yesterday they just have games where they put up clunkers. And I think this is another one of those. This could be another one of those spots. I just think the values with the Marlins there, even just for a shot. I'm with the guys in the Rays as well. I like Mitchell Parker, and the Nationals have been really profitable on the road this season. But, the Rays, if anything, they've been hitting lefties fairly well. It's where a lot of their success has come as of late. Eflin, like last season in his debut season with the Rays, he pitched a lot better at home, pitching a lot better at the Trop this year. The Rays are coming on strong, and yeah, I think they're worth the play there. I'm going to take the Orioles. I'm just going to take them on the money line, though. Minus 138, not a bad price for me. Albert Suarez, sub-2 ERA at home. But even if Max Scherzer has a solid outing here, which is not, a crazy take, it's the Texas bullpen as well that's been struggling as of late as well. And you still got the Orioles who are clubbing right-handed pitching, like Costi said. But not only that, the Rangers have lost 7 straight on the road. So that's a problem. If this game was in Texas, I think I'd have an easier time being convinced of taking the Rangers and some value. But on the road here, I got to go with the O's. Just like Jay loves the Rangers, I love the O's. Can't help it.
You love the O's?
Yeah. You haven't heard that
anybody say that on this show before.
I say that all the time. Where you been at?
Every single day almost.
I'm part-time.
I know. But
last time I came on, it was, the O's are such a public team, and they're paper champions and all this stuff, and they get all the hype. Never any love. So I'm part-time. This is what happens when you're part-time. You're not in the know. You're not in the inner circle.
But I expect you to be keeping up on the times in your off days.
Yeah, I've been doing so much other stuff behind the scenes, man. Just been so busy. I have not. I usually have it in the background no matter what, and I'm in the comments a lot, but these last couple weeks, falling behind. But it's okay. This is, when you do this business, you have to run it like a marathon. You can't go 100% 365 days a year energy-wise. You're still productive, but in the summertime, I get stuff done. I cruise through. I make stuff happen. But I just know come August, going forward, never stopping. I mean, it's 24/7 for me. So I feel bad. I feel bad that I did not watch every one of your shows in the last 2 weeks.
You should.
I'll let it slide. But we got to be, we have to be more on top of this going forward. I'm kidding. I don't care. I know Costi's busy. All right. We'll move on next time. So I've got the Yankees and the Blue Jays. We got the Astros and the Mets and the Red Sox and the Padres. Costi, what do you got?
I mean, if there is a game that the Yankees get on the right track here, this has got to be it with Stroman pitching. I've been fading Kikuchi a majority of the season. This has got to be the wake up here. This has got to be the wake up. This team, they're not great, against lefties. The Yankees are hitting, 231, only averaging 3.5 runs a game, but they're not averaging that much more in general. So it's not even against lefties. So I'm not too worried about that. They just got to figure it out, man. And I think for whatever reason, this season behind Stroman, they get the job done. They're hitting really well with him on the mound. And like I said, with value on this one, I'm going to fake Kikuchi. I don't see it. They don't want to keep getting embarrassed here. They got embarrassed yesterday. It was not a game. So I'm going to take the Yankees in that one with Stroman. Man, Houston Mets, completely 50-50 game. Probably the two hotter teams in the league right now. Both exactly at 500. Could you believe the Mets are at 500 now? I mean, I know because we've been playing them a lot. But ever since that trip internationally, something happened to them over there. They had a spiritual awakening. Something occurred overseas that we're not capable of understanding. But this team is lights out. They're scoring 8+ runs a game. I mean, it is insane what I'm seeing out of them. But Houston, on the other hand, riding a solid winning streak here, 7 in a row. This is such a tough one for me, but I'm going to go with the better pitcher, in my opinion, Ronel Blanco. I think it really is a coin flip here, but I'm going to take Houston on the road here, and San Diego, solid outing, sweeping Washington at home. Now they're on the road trip across the country, playing really good of late. Boston, fantastic on the road, even though I know their record shows that. A lot of those games were on the road that they won. As we know, when they're on the road, we're going to take them a lot in specific situations. I don't like fading Pavetta often, but not in love with this game. I'm going to ride the Padres plus the 130 on the dog side here. I think they can get this one done.
I will say this about that Yankees Blue Jays game. Blue Jays 2-0 in Kikuchi starts against the Yankees this season. He has allowed 1 run or less in 4 straight starts against New York. But the thing for me with the Yankees is that they've had issues against lefties during this little losing skid they've been on. If you go back to that Orioles series where they got crushed in the series finale 17-5, right? Those two of the three, the 2 losses they took in that game, or in that series, sorry, against lefties, Cole Irvin and Cade Povich. The 2 losses they took against the Braves, against lefties, Max Fried and Chris Sale. They got held down by Sean Manaea and David Peterson in that Mets series. So until I see him start to break out against lefties, I'm going to take it. I mean, the Blue Jays always seem to be competitive whenever the Yankees come into town. So I'll take a shot on the Blue Jays there. That Astros Mets game is tough, but I think I'm going to lean towards the Astros. I love the Mets, don't get me wrong, but I think Ronel Blanco is the better starter. And I think that, the Houston Astros historically the last couple seasons have been a team that really hits left-handed pitching. I don't love Jose Quintana, and I think in the end, the Astros get to Quintana a lot easier than the Mets get to Blanco. So give me Houston. And at that price, I probably stay away from that Padres Red Sox game. Lean towards the Red Sox just because the Padres haven't looked as sharp without Fernando Tatis Jr., but I just think the Red Sox find a way to get it done. So give me the Red Sox there. Jay, what do you like?
It's a tough time slot. I'm going to lean towards the Blue Jays with you against the Yanks. I don't love it, though, because Kikuchi has been blown up in his last 2 games that he's pitched. But if the Blue Jays bats come to play here in this series, we might be in business. And their bats have started to kind of show themselves. 5 runs, 6 runs, 9 runs, 9 runs. Stroman is hittable. I like Stroman, but he's hittable. Yankees, man, they're free falling right now. Lost 4 straight. Give me the Blue Jays. At home at the crib behind Kikuchi. Like Ruffalo said, we have seen him pitch well against the Yankees this season. I was almost positive I was finna hit that roof. You love the Mets. I just knew I was finna hit it, but you took the Astros. I can't believe it because I'm taking the Mets. Taking the grimace Mets, man. That's what I'm doing. Why is this line even? It's really
Because they're both on fire right now.
They both are on fire. But the thing is let me just tell you how my brain works. That's all I'm here to do anyway. They both are on fire. They both are really public teams. They're both teams that are typically overrated. But if I would have to pick which one was the more overrated, I know it's usually hard to find a team more overrated than the Mets, but it's the Astros. So you're getting the Astros with the better starting option. You know what I mean? Like Blanco, I think, is better than Quintana. I'm not, you know what I mean? He's better than Quintana. He's been really, really good all season. The stickiest stuff we've ever seen. But why is this line even? You would think this line would be Astros like minus 130-ish, 35-ish. That's what I would think it would be, to be honest. Friday night in New York, maybe it's just something to that, man. You know what I mean? So give me the Mets at home Friday night. Yep. That's just how my brain working, man. You know what I mean? It's a 50-50 game, so I do kind of understand why the line is minus 110, but you would still think the Astros would be favored here. You would think. You would think. Yeah, that line is a sight game. It is. Give me the Mets in the lane. I've been on the Stros too. I've been on the Stros recently, but I just got a feeling I'm with the Mets on this one. I'm with the Grimace. Give me the Sox money line. Red Sox money line at home at the crib against the Padres. Nick Pivetta. Is it a premium? No. Red Sox minus 150 at home is not a premium, but I do like what I'm seeing out of my boys recently. The Padres, Vasquez, the Red Sox can touch them up, I believe. So, and I think that the Red Sox can get to the bullpen a little bit as well. So I'll lean towards the Red Sox in that one. And what was the other one? I was all three. Yeah, that's all three. Hashtag dirty water.
I will say the thing about Kikuchi that you mentioned the starts that he had. That one against Cleveland was a rain delay, and when he came back, the bases were loaded. Or when the game started back, the bases were loaded. So he had a couple of runs that he didn't give up. The bullpen gave him up, but just a side note. But we'll move on to the next one. We got the Rockies and the White Sox. The Pirates and the Braves, and the Guardians and the Royals. I'll start here. I'll go with the under 8.5 in the White Sox and Rockies. Neither team all that effective against right-handed pitching. Drew Thorpe had a nice bounce back last time out from that terrible start that he had against the Tigers. Actually, no, sorry, I lied. Did he have that start against the Tigers? No, that was Jonathan Cannon. Yeah, he had a nice bounce back start last time out against the Tigers after struggling against Arizona. And the Rockies, they're not that strong against right-handed pitching on the road. They're a lot better against righties at home. But I think that Drew Thorpe can have a solid outing here. But I also think that, Dakota Hudson, much, much better away from Coors Field. At Coors at home, he's got an ERA close to 9, 8.58, but on the road, a 3.07 ERA. So to me, this is just two teams' lack of offense, decent pitching matchup, not a great pitching matchup, but good enough that I think it comes in under the number. I'm going to take the Braves on the run line against the Pirates. This is just a terrible spot for Martin Perez to come back into the lineup. He had the one good year with Texas, but outside of that, he's been a 4 to 4.5 ERA for the better part of his career. The Braves hitting lefties really well right now. I know this is a steep price for the Braves, considering that they haven't been the Braves that we're used to seeing dominate the NL East for much of the season, but I still think they're the better option here. Charlie Morton's not my favorite, but I think the Braves do enough against the Pirates and that Pirates bullpen. And the Pirates offense is way too inconsistent for me to think they can keep this one close. So give me the Braves on the run line. I'm going to take the over 9.5 between Cleveland and Kansas City. We saw 3 runs yesterday in the opener. I think we see a bunch of runs here. Tristan McKenzie's been getting hit hard this season. I think he's given up 12 home runs in his last 7 starts. And, the Royals usually hit well at home. But Alec Marsh has been shaky himself, and the Guardians still 7-3 in their last 10. They've been able to do damage offensively, so I'll go with the over 9.5 there. Jay, what do you like?
You're muted.
Oh, my bad. Pirates, Braves. Taking the over. Old man Morton finna get lit up. You saw him give up 5 in his last one. I know it was the Yanks, but I think the Pirates can do enough here to get a couple runs off of him. I've been fading old man Morton in certain spots. He's okay, but he has good games, but he also has bad games. And I wouldn't be surprised if today was another bad one. And then I do like me some Martin Perez, former Ranger, but I think the Braves probably get a couple off him as well. This just got like 7, 8, 8-4, something like that, a higher scoring game. So give me the over in that one. I'm also going to take the over in the Royals Guardians too. I am Team Tristan McKenzie, but it's been hard to beat Team Tristan McKenzie recently, man. Every game he's given up runs. 4 runs, 5 runs, 4 runs, 3 runs, 2 runs. The thing is, the Guardians have backed them up, and they've been winning in a lot of those games. He's won 4 of his last 5 starts, or his team has won 4 of his last 5 starts. Give me an over. I think this is the higher scoring game, and give me a Guardians run line. I think they bounce back and absolutely crush Alec Marsh. What was the third game? Cubs Brewers?
No, it was Braves Pirates.
I did that one.
Braves, White Sox.
White Sox Rockies.
White Sox Rockies. 2 terrible teams, 50-50 game. I don't love it. I don't. I'll leave it alone.
Gosti, what do you got here?
I'm going to go. I like your pick here, Roof, with the under in the White Sox game. I mean, the White Sox hitting against righties in the last 10 games have averaged 1 run a game. 1.8, sorry. On the season against righties, they're averaging 3 runs a game, hitting .214 against the majority of the pitchers in professional baseball. That is very depressing if you're a White Sox fan. And yeah, Dakota Hudson has been pitching better as well on the road rather than at home. I like the under here, under 8.5. I don't think there's going to be that many run score game. I don't love this one because I could easily see somebody hitting a couple dingers, couple errors. I mean, both these teams are so bad that you could definitely get it. But I think 8.5 is a fair number where, if it was 8, you're looking maybe a push, where 8.5, you're getting good value. So give me the under like you did with Colorado White Sox. Pittsburgh, Atlanta. This one's a tough one for me, but if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to lay the run line here with Atlanta. I think it's just a bad first start for Martin Perez to come back. I think it's just going to be really, really tough. Pittsburgh pitches well when they have the studs on the mound, and the batters usually give them run support when they have Mitch and our boy Skeens up there. But I just think Atlanta's this could easily be a sweep series for Atlanta here. Get them on the right track. Atlanta's been playing decent of late over a big sample size. I know they just lost to the White Sox, which was very depressing, but no, way better. What's a better way to get back on track than to beat up on a pitcher just getting out on the season here? And then I like Cleveland here. At Cleveland yesterday, I got beat up 2-1. They had the lead, and I think there's going to be a lot more runs scored. I'm sticking by Tristan McKenzie. I know it's been tough. He's been tough to watch. He's giving up so much more than what he has in the past, but they're scoring behind him, and I just think they're not going to get swept here. The Cleveland's a very, very good team. They played a close game yesterday. I think they're going to get to Alec Marsh quite early. So Cleveland for me.
All right, and then we got the Cubs and the Brewers. We got the Reds and the Cardinals, and the Tigers and the Angels. Jay, what do you like in these 3?
Ooh. That Tigers Angels is disgusting. I don't love today's card. I've been struggling with today's card all morning. I don't love today's card. We got Kenta Maeda and Zach Plesac matching up like on a Friday. Who the hell wants to see this? Maybe some people do. Friday night, bring a bring a glove to the ballpark style game. Give me an over. I don't want to overcomplicate it. So, two starters that can definitely give it up. Two offenses that have been hitting decently recently. I know the Tigers got shut out yesterday, but give me an over in this game. It kind of scares me a bit to trust the Tigers and the Angels to get over 10 runs, but with the starting options out there, I definitely could see this one being some runs scored. Cardinals, Reds, Frankie Montas and Mr. How you say his last name? Palante?
Mhm.
Cardinals was hot, man. They're in the middle of an extended homestand. Do they bounce back on a Friday night at home at the crib? I think they do. I know the Reds have been a team that has stacked wins this season. That's kind of what makes me a little nervous here, but small lean on the Cardinals. And then Cubs Brewers, Tyone and Colin Ray. I never back Tyone. I almost always look to fade Tyone. His last start was really solid, though, against the Mets. He only gave up 1 run. The game before that, only gave up 2. They lost. And the game before that, he went 6 innings, gave up no runs, and this team still lost. The last 2 games for his team on the road have both been losses to the Rays and the Brewers. The Brew Crew, man, I just like the mode they're in right now, man. They completely beat up on my Rangers at home at the crib, and they probably do the same here to the Cubs. They've won back-to-back meetings now against this Cubs team. Give me the Brewers.
I'm going to go same thing with like what Jay just said. Brewers for me. I think this is just a good outing on a Friday night. The Brew Crew just swept the Rangers. Now they're still at home. I think they're in that momentum. They had a tough slide on the road, losing 3 out of 4 to San Diego. But they've won now 4 in a row, and usually teams could heat up here. I'm not putting my money behind Talon at all. And yesterday was the game that Chicago Cubs needed to win, and that was even tough for them with one of their studs on the mound. So give me the Brew Crew at home. The Red St. Louis. I like St. Louis in a bounce back spot, but Palante has been ass this year. He's given up 5 runs a game. I just don't trust him. I mean, the Reds are very streaky, like Jay said as well. They stack up wins, and you just don't know when you're going to see that out of them, and they can go on a mini run quite often. I don't love this game. I do think St. Louis has a shot to definitely pull this one out. Probably not going to bet it, but small lean to St. Louis. I just think this is one they have to get back after losing yesterday, getting blown out by the Reds. And then the last one here. That is just disgusting. If you're watching this game, you really have a problem. If you're watching Detroit and the Angels, you have a problem. If you're excited for Maeda versus Plesac, did I say that right, Chris? Plesac? Plesac? I'm not. I have nothing in that game. No opinion. I don't like either side. True 50-50 game. Justin in the comments, I'll be watching. Well, you have to be a fan. If you're not a fan of the Angels or Detroit, if you're watching that game, you have a problem. It's like on Maury Povich, you are not the father. Well, now, if you're watching this game, you have a problem. Has any girl ever asked you that, Jay?
No.
Can you come on the show, please?
No.
You mind come on the show? Need to have a DNA test. You keep taking the Mets every night.
Guy says he's going to take your girl one time, and all of a sudden you start.
I got to fire back, man. I'm part time. I only have a couple shots a week to get my money back.
She said. Well, As far as my game goes, or my picks go for these, gotta make a phone call.
Call it Tigers Angels.
I'm taking the Angels here. Do I love the Angels? No. But Plezak's start at home was a lot better than his start on the road. His start on the road came against the Dodgers. But at home, I think he gave up 3 runs over 6 innings, so he was solid in that. The Tigers haven't been great against righties. They're starting to look like the Tigers of old, the Tigers that would struggle against right-handed pitching for the better part of the last couple seasons. But Maeda, a 9.90 ERA on the road this season. So it's hard to back him there. I'm going with the Angels in that one. I'm going with the Brewers as well. The Cubs, yeah, they escaped with the win yesterday against the Giants, but now you take on the Brewers, who are the are the class of the NL Central right now, and 18-9 against the division this season. They're just crushing teams in the NL Central, and the Cubs are 9-17 in the division. So I'll take the Cubs there. I trust Colin Ray at home. And that Reds-Cardinals game is... I lean towards the Cardinals just because they're in better form, but it's really, it's not saying much.
I ain't gonna lie. Quick little aside. Look, I ain't gonna lie. In hindsight, the OG number ain't that bad when you look at it like this. OG and McHale combined 66.6 million. Quickly and RJ combined 62.7. So I mean, they kind of did flip the script. The Knicks did. So hats off to them.
Where'd that come from?
We was talking about it earlier, but I just
You're still
he's still on that.
nah, it just popped up on my feed. Oh, like damn. That's interesting.
Like, Jay, who's going to win Detroit, Los Angeles? Well, OG got a contract for 60.
Fair point.
Still NBA mode.
This is true.
I was
NBA mode
looking at trying to see how I'm finna get to the summer league and like how I think I'm gonna go, but I don't want to go like the whole time.
You should try out. Go. We'll get you in there, man.
We can be.
Ronnie got a spot. You can get a spot, man.
Oh, jeez, don't start with this. Costa, for the love of God, don't start with this. We just got through it. We're trying to get out of here before 12 o'clock or even 12:30. Don't start with this. Jay, before we get to that last thing, what do you got for sale today?
I got a $19 WNBA play, man. Cashed it yesterday, looking to go and do it again today. In the WNBA, we've covered in a video form now 2 days. I'm 5-0, so in video form. So just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. Check out the WNBA lab session with me and Rufalo. Y'all can watch that. And then I got a top playing baseball today. Kind of light card for me today on a Friday. Just really picking my spots and hitting them hard. So if you're trying to bet heavy today, hop on these 2 plays, man. You should make a lot of money today.
Kasi, what do you got going on today?
So if you want to take it more to the pro side and have us create a custom program designed for exactly if you're a bigger player and you're looking to bet super high volume and you take more of the entertainment out of sports betting, then Sharp Trading and Dime Club could potentially be for you. You could shoot me a text directly at 443-780-5663. I'll even post it in the comments. But it's super high volume. You're not going to be able to watch every game because we put out on average about 20 to 30 plays per day with different edges in all the different sports. So if you're a bigger player and you want to maximize strictly doing it to make money versus the entertainment side of it, because it's boring what we do. We're betting very small percentages and high volume versus these amazing handicappers like Jay and Chris. You'll get their top best bets per day, 3 to 4 games a day, where you could hammer those. It's just a different way to make money. They both work, but this one specifically that I operate is really for our bigger players.
And for me today, I got my my $19 MLB pickoff play, got an MLB 5-pack, and I'm going to have a WNBA play going in momentarily. We'll crush the books today with that. So definitely jump on a long-term pass. I think a long-term pass probably, I think 3 days cheaper than buying the 5-pack and the WNBA play individually. So definitely something worth checking out. But we'll get to the last set of games. We got where am I here? I lost my place. The A's and the Diamondbacks. We got the Twins and the Mariners, and the Dodgers and the Giants. Costi, what do you like here?
Another doozy here with Oakland, Arizona. Oakland's been struggling heavy, and JP Sears, what do we say? Dress for less? JP Sears?
No, that's Joe Ross.
Joe Ross? Sears? What do you guys say for Sears?
He's ass.
Sears is my guy, man. Stop hating.
Hold on. In our text chain, the last time JP Sears started, he got lit up like a Christmas tree. Jay's like, damn, maybe JP doesn't have it anymore.
I said JP just don't got it no more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was Saturday. That was Saturday.
See, Sears is out of business.
They are. Well, that is true. I mean, I've seen a lot of stores close over time, and it definitely is out of business. So yeah, Sears out of business.
Sears
haven't seen Sears in years.
Haven't seen Sears in years. I like that too. In that, we're gonna be the bank here with Arizona. When they shut you down, they take it all. The foreclosure came for Mr. Sears. Give me Arizona here. -2.5 alternate run line. We're going to blow Oakland out. Not another game, but also another game that I don't want to watch. It seems like a common theme today. Then Twin Seattle. Did you guys watch Festa yesterday? That guy he's going to be the real deal.
Yeah, I don't think that line was indicative of how well he pitched.
Yeah. He's going to be a stud in this league. I'm going to go with I'm going to take Minnesota again. Minnesota's been hot. This team's definitely has it. I like what I'm seeing from Bradley Ober. He's won the last 3 starts with him being the starter. And he's getting closeouts here. He's not getting just no decisions. He's getting closeouts, which is big for him. So he's pitching late into the games. And I like what I'm seeing out of this team. I mean, Logan Gilbert has been a good pitcher. He's probably one of their best pitchers on that rotation with such a low ERA. I think the Twins can get to him. Probably a 50-50 game. That's why the spread is so low for the total. But I like the little bit of plus money in my back pocket, plus 108. And then in the last one, it's really hard not to take the Dodgers as the public team today. It's a 50-50 game, but I'm going to take a shot with the Dodgers. If sometimes when it looks so simple and it looks easy, and why is it only 110 with the Dodgers? Sometimes it just is, and I think it is in this case. I know it's public all the way, but take the Dodgers.
Realize I was muted. Yeah, I'm going to take the Twins here against the Mariners. I like Logan Gilbert. I like Logan Gilbert at home, but it's just, I don't know. I think the value here is with the Twins because they've just been the hotter hitting lineup against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. They've been one of the best, while the Mariners have been one of the worst. And while Gilbert's a guy that, for the better part of the season, usually goes into the 7th inning at home, I think the Twins have the better bullpen. And I just don't trust the Mariners lineup to back up Gilbert here. So I'll take the Twins. I really genuinely want no part of that Oakland A's game, the Oakland Diamondbacks game. I think if anything, I'll take a lean towards the Giants. Even then, I'll go with the under in the first 5 in Giants Dodgers. I think Webb normally pitches better baseball at home. Landon Knack's been solid in a short sample size. So those other 2 games that, outside of Minnesota, Seattle, I don't want to touch Dodgers, Giants, or A's, Diamondbacks, to be honest. But Jay, what do you like for these last 3?
I know Sears closed down, man, but I think there's still one location open in
at the flagship store
in Arizona. You know what I mean? I think there's still a Sears open in Arizona, man. So I might buy a little stock for that specific store today. You know what I mean?
The mafioso Sassoni he's pitching on the mound. You never go against the family.
Hey man, I'm taking the
What the hell was that?
That was my Italian godfather.
That was your Goodfellas?
That was my Goodfellas. I tried. It's the effort that counts.
I appreciate the effort.
Sassoni.
Let me see if there really are any Sears left. I'm just looking.
Oh, Jesus.
There used to be one like right up the street from
Close. Oh, there's an appliance repair store.
Yeah, I know there's a couple of
in Arizona
stores out here, but I don't think the actual big store they have anymore. So.
Well, it's close enough.
Anyway, I'm taking the Diamond. I mean, I'm fading the Diamondbacks. I'm taking the Athletics with Sears. I know we got lit up last time, but it's a value play. The Diamondbacks, they're a below 500 team, so like, I still don't trust them, bro. Montgomery, we saw him get touched up yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Sassoni got lit up today. These are 2 teams free falling. You might as well attack the plus money. That's all I'm saying. 2 teams free falling. You might as well get you some plus money.
Justin said they sell Bronny James jerseys at Sears. Oh, come on. That's right. That's low blow. We weren't going there today.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm copping that James Sr. and James Jr. jerseys when they drop. I'm copping them.
Now here's my question to you. What he's been a James Sr. before, why all of a sudden that his son is in the league? Usually when they're born, they change the jersey.
Because they're on the same team.
Oh, okay. So if they were in the same, what about if they were in the league together, but not on the same team?
Then he might just still keep the James. But since there's literally 2 James, one got to go senior, one got to go junior.
And then we'll have the third.
No.
What do you mean? There's another one coming up.
But he's not LeBron. His actual name is LeBron James Jr. The other one.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah. Give me the Giants. Mitch ain't here to take them, so I'll take him. Y'all know he was here. I know this is probably his top play today. Mitch's top play today is 9 times out of 10 the Giants. You getting the Giants even money against the Dodgers? It's telling you everything you need to know. I ain't talked to Mitch today, so I don't know if it is. But I got a feeling it might be. It just seemed like a Mitch style play. Give me the Giants. Mitch having a hell of a baseball season too, man. You're going crazy. And what was the last one? Mariners Twins. I fade the Twins every day. Everybody knows that. It's not going that well right now. I'm gonna be honest. It's not going that well. It's not, and the thing about the Twins is when they're playing well, it's not fun fading them. So you kind of just gotta be wary. I'm a lean towards the Mariners, but I'm probably not playing it. I told you I don't really love today's Major League Baseball. I tried to talk y'all through my thoughts, but today's tough, in my opinion.
All right. Is that part of the show?
Parlay.
Yeah, I think so. What you got?
Parlay. I will go with the. I don't want to do this today. Hold on, come back to me. I gotta build this. Hold on, gotta give us some money on. What you got, Costa?
I'm gonna go. We're gonna do a 2-teamer in Copa America.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do Costa Rica on the money line plus 1,000. Brazil on the money line minus 290, and throw that in with the Orioles.
Who's Costa Rica playing?
Playing Colombia.
Oh,
it's gonna be a tough game for Colombia. Costa Rica could play. They just drew Brazil the other night. They're not very like flashy, but they could easily squeak one out like I had the other day with Georgia versus Portugal. Now, I wasn't as greedy. I had a little tiny bit on the money line, but I had them plus the goals, plus 1.25 goals, and they won 2-0. So it's not outrageous for these teams to win. But you could, like I said, it's a parlay. It's not something I'm putting a heavy amount on. But
true.
If it hits, I'll be paid.
Well, Panama beat the U.S. last night too.
Well, U.S. had a red card early in the game. They weren't going to sustain playing with 10 men. They're not good enough to figure out how to play with 10 guys the whole game, because you get so tired when you're playing with 10 from literally the 18th minute or 20th minute.
Yeah.
So it's very, very hard.
Yeah. All right. For my parlay, I'll go with the Rays. I'll go with the Astros. You know what? Let's go. It's Friday. Let's have some fun. Rays, Astros, under and White Sox, Rockies, Angels, and the Connecticut Sun. 5-teamer.
Blue Jays, Grimace Mets, and hashtag love that dirty water. Red Sox, man. Let's do it. 3-teamer.
All right. I think that's it. You guys got anything else to say?
Money Making Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll be hosting the weekend shows. Make sure y'all tuned in.
Got a countdown for football. And then, like Kelly, we always forget.
Yep.
Buy the merch. You want to wear the same stuff. This trucker hat. I love this hat. Very comfortable. Looks great. Great embroidery.
Yep. Get some merch.
Get some merch. You guys asked for it. Get some merch.
See y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, links in the description for the merch. We'll see you guys tomorrow.